Okay, we're good to go.
All right, thank you, Ray. Good evening, everyone. Again, I'd like to call the meeting of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission to order on this Tuesday, April 20th, 2021. It is now 4:33. The meeting will begin. Can we have a roll call then on tonight's commissioners?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Kaspricki. I thought he was on.
He what?
Myricks,
Here.
Hopperidge.
I am present, so I did see Wally, but I don't know if he's just muted or sometimes he has had some difficulties. So for right now, we have 3 present and 2 absent until he can get back on. All right, number 2 is a declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 3 is communications.
Commissioner, we received a letter from Mr. Daniel Frankowski. He's interested in purchasing the vacant lot at 241 173rd Street that's owned by the Redevelopment Commission. He is the adjacent property owner at 245 173rd Street.
Okay, yeah, normally, thank you, Cynthia. You read the communication, we received it. There's no action. We'll just turn it over to your staff and whatever they recommend, you can bring it up, put it on the agenda for a future meeting if any action is needed then. Thank you. All right, brings us to number 4, our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. I think we have one applicant. His name is Casey Cox for 2719 Kenwood. I did speak to him briefly. He kind of signed up on early, so if anybody would like to address him, hopefully he's still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
He said, Mr. Cox, how did you hear about our program?
Honestly, my girlfriend kind of figured it out. I forgot where she heard about it. And so we just applied and here I am.
Okay. Are you a first-time home buyer?
I am a first-time home buyer, yes.
Okay. So does anyone else have any questions for Mr. Cox? Well, if no one else has any questions, Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan program for Casey Cox at 2719 Kenwood Street.
I'll second that.
Very good. I'll just comment real quick. Just want to say I appreciate Mr. Cox. He looks like a resident from Highland, and it's our neighboring say city or town, I guess, town of Highland there, that's south, and it's good to see someone from the south moving to the north, so we appreciate that. But nevertheless, then we still have a motion and a second then is on the floor for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for Casey Cox at 2719 Kenwood. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call then, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Kaspricki.
He's connecting.
He's connecting. Commissioner Kaspricki, you're muted.
He's muted.
I'm here. I'm back
Just-
on.
Okay, we're doing roll call for homebound.
Oh, I just reset my computer, so I'm sure it's a yes. Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Kasbricki, trying to get back on. It's 4 yes with 1 absent, so motion passes.
So I have one
Alright.
question.
Sure.
So how much is it approved for? Don't understand.
It's a $2,500 forgivable loan. Andrea from the office, she can explain, you should have had all the guidelines and terms over.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if you have any follow-up, I would just recommend you calling her again, but you were approved.
All right.
Thank you for joining in tonight. If you like, you can sign off, but if you want to stay on and watch the whole meeting, you may do so.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Cox,
you.
Yes.
congratulations and welcome to Hammond.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay, moving along, number 5 is an approval of supplemental agreement number 2 / for downtown parking and pedestrian enhancement study. I think we might have Mr. Dean Button on tonight for this.
Yes, sir. If it would please the commissioners, I'll give a brief statement. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. This request is a supplemental agreement from First Group Engineering who for $10,000 increased fee. The First Group had originally entered into a contract with the Redevelopment Commission on October 17th of 2018. This is prior to the downtown Hammond master plan that the city had hired Mr. Jeff Speck to do a comprehensive plan for downtown. So since that time, we had one supplemental increase to the contract for unanticipated work as it related to some additional pavement markings in the downtown corridor. Since that time, the work has expanded to include additional approaches to the downtown corridor, particularly a project that you'll see starting very soon, which is Holman Avenue, Sibley Street between Holman Avenue and Seoul. Also north of Holman Avenue, going over the bridge all the way to Hoffman. And so this is a request for additional services that was work that was not originally contemplated in First Group's contract. And so we would ask that the board consider or commission approve this contract request. I'd entertain any questions that the Redevelopment Commission might have.
What are the unanticipated changes?
Yeah, it's these additional streets were added to First Group Engineering's work. So originally it was planned to do a downtown parking and pedestrian study, and that was focused primarily on the Holman Avenue corridor. And since Jeff Speck's downtown master plan had been considered and approved and adopted by the city, it extends from Holman north, Russell Street, Sibley, basically from State Line all the way to Seoul. So a lot of additional pavement striping that was not originally contemplated.
I mean, it's a reasonably fair amount. I don't understand that. I just don't know why it wasn't included to begin with. But probably not an answer to that.
Well, it's because we were looking solely at Holman Avenue, and then after Jeff Speck, that his program expanded beyond that, and so he did typical sections for those streets, but these are detailed engineering plans that show how the striping would be done for the use by a contractor to make those accommodations.
Those are my questions.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Hi,
this is-
Commissioner.
Good evening. How are you all? I'm
Um,
sorry I'm a little bit late. I couldn't get on, but I was wondering, are we discussing number 5, the approval of supplemental agreement number 2 for downtown parking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just wanted to make sure what I was listening to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, thank you, City Engineer Dean Button. Does anybody have any further questions then? If not, I don't know, someone like to entertain a motion or not?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of supplemental agreement number 2, downtown parking and pedestrian enhancement study.
I second that.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. That is for the approval of the supplemental agreement number 2 dash for downtown parking and pedestrian enhancement study. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes.
Thank you to the commissioners. I'll stand by in case you need me for anything else.
Okay. Thank you. Number 6 is authorization for DH Hammond Opko to apply for developmental setback variance with the Board of Zoning Appeals for an addition to the existing building at 100 Digital Crossroads Drive.
Okay, Commissioners, the authorization request is a technical requirement. DH Hammond Opko is the operator of the data center. They are, their building is constructed upon a leased parcel that is owned by the Redevelopment Commission. They want to apply to the Board of Zoning Appeals for a 10,000 square foot addition to that building, and it brings up some issues of the setback requirements, and that's the nature of the variance. But since the property is technically owned by the Redevelopment Commission and they are a lessee, in order for them to have standing to make that application, we are seeking that the Redevelopment Commission authorize the DH Hammond Opko to proceed as a petitioner to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
I so move.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Thank you, Mr. Polon. With no further questions or discussion then, let's have a roll call then.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes.
Thank you very much.
All righty. Number 7 is approval of proposal for installation of 2 new furnaces at 5246 Holman Avenue, which is the Indiana building.
Good evening, members of the commission. I would ask that you table this matter at this time because we did receive some quotes for the 2 new furnaces, but there was some additional information that was missing out of one of the quotes. So a representative from code enforcement contacted one of the bidders asking for additional information just so we're comparing apples to apples. Once we receive that information, then we will bring it before this board for a decision.
I make a motion. I make a motion to table.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. That's to table. Number 7, the approval of proposal for installation number 2 for 2 new furnaces at 5246 Holman Avenue for the Indiana building. Can we get a roll call on that?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes to table.
Thank you.
Okay, number 8's approval of determination of value of 4548 Holman Avenue.
Mr. President, so on this one, we had previously received correspondence from neighboring property owner with regard to potentially purchasing this property. And so as is our standard way we do things, we went ahead and had the property, this vacant parcel, appraised. And I think Ann Anderson knows what the property owner next door is looking to do. But Martina Charmet came back with a zero value on the appraisal. So I know staff concurs with that. When you have a value of something that's less than $10,000, if staff concurs, then you only need the one appraisal. And so we'd be looking for the commission to approve of the value and authorize the sale of the property. Now, we're not going to sell it for zero, but we are going to sell it for basically $10 plus the adjacent owner is going to have to bear the costs of the title policy and the closing and all those sorts of things to transfer this, because we're not going to go in the hole on those costs. But we'd be looking to do that. And I know Ann knows a little bit more of what the neighboring property owner is looking to do, but that's kind of what we're looking for here.
Yeah, thank you, commissioners. Just to quickly chime in, the owner of the property just north of 4548 Homan, the address there at his building is 4546 Homan. It is a mixed-use building. It has a couple of residential units above and a commercial space below that is right now housing a barber shop. He reached out in order to purchase this adjacent lot just south of his lot. It's a non-corner lot, and it's only about 3,100 square foot gravel parcel. The appraiser deemed that it had really no value for future development. So Mr. Murillo will join us at the next HRC meeting when we talk about the purchase agreement. But he would like to purchase the parcel in order to expand for parking and landscaping for his 2 tenants and customers for the barbershop. And he's been working very diligently to get you all the information, and he will of course work with city planning and zoning to make sure he has setbacks and parking and everything he needs for this parcel.
Is that the property right next to the tracks?
I believe so, yes.
Hard to imagine a property having zero value, but I guess I understand. And I'm sure it's been looked at, but will the new train station or the new South Shore be, is that somewhere going to be affected by us giving away a piece of property?
It will not. The tracks there are freight tracks, so it will not be impacted by the upcoming South Shore train expansion.
Those are my questions.
Okay,
Mr. President, if there's no further questions, I move for the approval of determination of value for 4548 Homan.
and to authorize the sale. Wally,
And authorize sale, but I was just reading from my itinerary, so.
I second that.
Okay, I think we got it. There's a motion and a second then. Let's have a roll call on that.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Casperkey,
Yes,
Myricks,
yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes, 5 yes. Okay, number 9's reports. Ms. Africa Tarver, would you like to share anything tonight?
No report at this time.
Okay, thank you. Number 10's our bills. Register of claims.
Excuse me, Commissioner,
Yes, Ms.
Mr.
Miller.
President, this is Awana. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I wanted to, Andrea is also on here, and I wanted to just let you know that we did put some information in your packets for the subordination agreement as well as the homebound regulations. Myself, Andrea, and Levita went over everything and all of the scenarios, and we would definitely need to have a work session with you. So I'm looking to get permission from you to have either a work session before your next meeting or a work session right before the next meeting. You know what I mean?
Yes, I did look these over.
Okay.
I was going to call Cynthia or Africa, to get a hold of you guys. And I think, yeah, I'm good either way, but if everybody's schedule permits, I think it would be, because these things have come up, obviously, I think maybe a study session would be better, possibly, than having it right before the meeting. But if it's, like I said, if it's hard for everybody to get together, then that might be the only time. But I think it would be a good thing and something that we should do.
What date are,
Definitely.
what date are you thinking about, Owana?
Any day is open. I'm open for any day or time. And, it's up to the commission, and we'll make ourselves available.
So let's.
We talking about a real meeting?
I'm sorry?
He's talking about a real meeting. Then would this take place in person then? Could we have a big conference room, or are we going to set it up through Zoom?
I will have to defer to Apple on that to see. I don't know if we'll be open at that time. I mean,
We could probably do it via Zoom. If we've been conducting meetings like this, I would believe that we can still conduct a meeting via Zoom unless Attorney Westland tells us otherwise.
So the only thing I would say about Zoom is that the public health emergency has been extended to the end of the month. It's the public health emergency that allows you to do Zoom meetings. Up until last month, I was convinced that the public health emergency would be extended and extended again and extended again. But in light of the last order that came out that indicated, with regard to the mask mandate and those things, I'm not really sure what's going to happen at the end of this month as to whether that'll be extended. So that would be like a stay tuned sort of scenario. But if you did it in the month of April, you could do it via Zoom for sure. And you may be able to do it in May. I just can't tell you that right now.
Well, okay, thank you, Attorney Westland. May 4th looks like the next redevelopment meeting. So I'm looking at the calendar, next Tuesday, April 27th. I don't know if this is a good time for everybody or maybe I was thinking April 29th on the Thursday. So, and obviously we should do Zoom then if it is going to be done in the month of April.
Are we talking like a 4:30 meeting?
Yeah, we could. I mean, if that's the best time, since, most of us work.
Or if we're going to do a Zoom, it could even be 4 o'clock, I think.
I'm okay with that too. I mean, we just got to ask everybody.
Yeah, what does everybody think?
I
gonna
can't do
start-
Thursdays at 4 o'clock. I can probably do Tuesday at 4 o'clock.
Okay, then the question
I'm
out
okay
here,
with
if I can simplify it, is everybody on board for next Tuesday, April 27th at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm okay right now.
Okay, then tentatively put that on your calendar, and then Awana or Cynthia, can you send an email or something, or if you have a little agenda together. If not, we definitely know it's going to be a study session, and to send that out, then we all agree next Tuesday, April 27th at 4 o'clock for a Zoom meeting for this study session.
Attorney Westland, does it have to be advertised? And can all commissioners attend the work session?
It has to be advertised 48 hours notice at a minimum. And yeah, I mean, if it's advertised, then everyone should attend.
Okay. Thank you.
All righty.
Don't we have to make a motion to have a study session for next week?
Tony kind of did by executive privilege, but it's
Okay.
proper. Yeah, I mean, if someone wants to make the motion and you vote on the record.
I make a motion for a study session for Tuesday, April 27th at 4 PM for our redevelopment commissioners.
Second.
Okay. Fair enough and good. There's a motion and a second for the redevelopment commission for a study session Tuesday, April 27th at 4 o'clock for a Zoom meeting. Can we get a roll call on that, please?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Shuttle Presley,
Yes,
Casperky,
Yes,
Myricks,
Yes.
Hawbridge.
Yes. Motion passes 5 yes. Thank you, everybody, for
mhm.
applying. All right, then, going back to number 10, then our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the register of claims for April 1st, 2021 through April 15th, 2021. For register of claims R 59761 through R 59823.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second for the register of claims dating April 1st, 2021 through April 15th, 2021. That's claim R59761 through claim R59823. Is there any questions or discussion for staff on these claims? Okay, roll call then.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Shuttle Presley,
Yes,
Casperky,
yes,
Myricks,
Yes.
Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes 5 yes. Okay, number 11, new and unfinished business. Is there anything that needs to be entertained tonight?
No, there's nothing at this time.
All right. Thank you. Brings us to number 12, public comment. It is open now. You have 3 minutes. If anybody's out there, please chime in. Okay, public comment is closed. Number 13.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Can all signify by aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
a nice evening, everyone. Be
Bye.
safe.
Good
Bye.
night, everyone.
Now everyone be safe.
Bye.